Hello, this is It's On Talk Show, and today's show's topic is I love my pet. Look at this wonderful little fella down here. His name is Diggy. Hey, Diggy, how are you? It's so special to love an animal. And today we have a very special guest. Joe, how you doing?
I'm good.
And look at his T-shirt. He's from BARCS.
I am. My name is Joe Maletti. I am the volunteer manager at BARCS. I'm thrilled to be here, and I think this is a wonderful thing that you guys are doing, having me on to raise awareness about exactly what problem we as a community are dealing with.
Well, you know, we're so very proud to have this show because I just want the community to know at large. I love animals. I think animals are wonderful. And moreover, Joe, so many people have animals, and animals are part of people's family.
Absolutely.
And you know, BARCS is so wonderful because I actually spent some time down there working myself. So to have you guys on, it really means a great deal to me and the community at large because Baltimore and the state of Maryland, we love our pets.
Thank you. We absolutely do, and we're going to learn a lot.
Well,
I hope that everyone learns a lot.
Absolutely. So what does BARCS do?
All right. Well, BARCS actually stands for the Baltimore Animal Rescue and Care Shelter.
Okay. We're
actually a relatively young organization. A lot of people think we've been around for many years, but we've been around only since 2005.
Okay.
We were started in response to the fact that what was happening in the city was that many animals were not being placed out for adoption, or really there wasn't a focus on adoption and rescue and really saving these animals. So that's why BARCS came into existence. Mm-hmm. Our mission statement is to care for all animals in need.
That's right.
And it's really to promote responsible pet ownership. Mm-hmm. So we're not just touching the animals' lives, we're trying to touch everybody's lives, humans' lives as well.
And you know, we just came from the march, and it was thousands of people with their dogs. It were dogs from A to Z, big, small, pretty, as well as almost ugly, but they were so cute. But it was, you know, it was so awesome because, you know, the dogs, they all walked around the reservoir. And it was such a common event to have all these humongous dogs, small dogs like this little fella here, Diggy, and it was no problem. But it really said that a pet with a family brings a lot of joy. Hey, this is It's On Talk Show. We're here at the Drew Hill Park at the 17th Annual March for Animals. And we have here Motion. Hi, Motion. How are you?
Hey, John. I'm so glad you came out and decided to do an episode about this because it's so important, loving your animals, loving your pets. And even if they're not yours, animals, I mean, they're just the best things in life. I love them, so you need to show love.
That's right. Did you hear that? You got to show love to animals. Listen, you have 3 wonderful babies here. What are their names?
The big brown one is Debo.
That's Debo.
The noisy white and brown one is Sensi. And the little black one is Diggy. And Sensi and Debo have been with us for many years. Debo is like 9, Sensi's 7 or 8. And Diggy just walked into our lives in July, just kind of wandered in off the streets, and we just had to have him.
I think the dogs are totally excited because it's like thousands of dogs out here. They don't know what to do. I mean, it's like, what is this, a dog party?
Yes, exactly.
So they're having a fun time. I'm so glad that you are one that love animals, and more people need to understand the importance of animals, that God has created such a wonderful animal for your companionship, your friendship, and protection.
Exactly. There's a reason they say dogs are a man's best friend. I mean, if you're having a bad day, I volunteer at BARCS Animal Shelters. Every day I go in there and walk those homeless, poor dogs that just want love and exercise and attention. I come out feeling so great. I know I made their day. It makes my day better. And dogs, they just have all the best qualities that humans have, but none of the bad qualities.
What would you say to encourage someone never to harm an animal?
It's hard for me to say because to me it's born in you, you know, the compassion for humanity, compassion for other living things. And if you have it, you would never harm an animal. If you don't, I mean, all I can say is if you harm an animal, which is a defenseless creature, you would harm a kid, a defenseless kid. You know, if you see a kid and is showing signs that they are hurting animals, you need to get right on there, take them to the psychologist, whatever they need to do, because they will grow up either as a rapist, as a murderer, as a criminal. You know, you need to jump right on that and take care of that.
Well, listen, I want to thank you because your dogs are full of anticipation. I think they want to get on the march. Okay, guys, I'll see you all later. We're back. And look, here at the the animal march, we almost have twins here. Look at these two dogs, emotion dogs, and look at this guy, two dogs. I mean, they're almost parallel. I think you guys are twins. Hi, twins. They're all so excited. There are so many people here at this march to let everyone know in Maryland that you must love your pet. Please adopt a pet. You've got to be a part of this great move. Please love your animals and never harm them. We'll be right back.
We are what's termed an open admission animal shelter. And an open admission animal shelter is a little different from a private or a closed admission animal shelter like the SPCA, for example. There's the Maryland SPCA out there who we love, we have a great relationship with, but they have certain luxuries that we don't have. We are open admission. What that means is that we have to take in every single animal that comes through our door. So that means any stray that comes in Baltimore City, any animal control violation or a seizure, such as, a dog being tied up outside without food or water, and any time an owner surrenders their animal, which is a problem that we'll talk about a little later. In 2011, we took in 11,704 animals. 11,704 cats and dogs, I should say. In addition, we took in another 700 wildlife animals. We take in every animal that comes through our door. We had an alligator last year.
Is that right?
Yeah, we actually did.
Well, I'm sure a lot of that happened because of the housing plight. A lot of people had to surrender their pet. But I'm glad that you all were there with open arms to receive them.
Yes, we do. We take them in. We try and educate the public to get them to take care of their pet or find another home for their pet via other means so they don't have to use the resources of the shelter. But we are absolutely there for anybody that does need to surrender their pets.
Mm-hmm. So, and you mentioned education. So you all do provide education to people who have adopted an animal?
Well, actually, we're starting a brand new program, it's a post-adoption follow-up program. I'm very excited about this, too. We're all really excited about it because we haven't really done it in the past. When people come in, we use the opportunity to educate them at that point. But we never really did anything after the fact. We offer them training. Training through one of our volunteers is actually a trainer. And she does trainings on Saturday mornings and Wednesday evenings. But other than that, we don't really follow up with them. And we're just now starting to implement this program where we're following up with people, see if there's any problems, see if we can basically prevent returns.
Good. Good. That's very important because education is always important. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and because people need to know how to take care of an animal.
Absolutely.
Because I'm always concerned about a person, especially with the larger dogs, not having any education on how to deal with this dog, especially when it has a tantrum or it gets a little violent. What do you do, even to prevent that from happening? But in some cases it does happen, and that's where the training really is necessary. So I'm real proud that you all are doing that. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And one thing you mentioned is you mentioned the word violent, and most of the dogs, the vast majority of the dogs that come into our care are wonderful, wonderful animals, and we work with them. And I know that we're doing a segment a little later with our trainer. We have an on-staff trainer that's contracted through an organization called Best Friends. And so we do work with our animals there, and the animals that we put back out in the community we're proud of, and we need more people to step up and adopt and more people to make them part of their families.
Hey, we're back. It's On Talk Show. We're here at the 17th Annual Walk, and I'm surrounded by 3 Great Danes. That's some wonderful people. And your name is?
Robin.
Hi, Robin. How are you? And you are, sir?
Bob.
Hey, Bob. And you are?
Cindy.
Hi, Cindy. And you are?
Will.
What brought you all out here today?
Anything to help the animals. Any animal that needs to be rescued. It's worth coming out for.
Hey, Bob, tell me. So what brought you out today?
The weather and the animals.
Well, the weather is good, and the animals are beautiful. I see 2 different types of Great Danes. What type of Great Dane do you have here?
He's just a fawn, Great Dane, uncropped. Just a fawn color. That's just
okay.
And
you're what brought you out today?
Just to socialize our dogs and to, obviously give to the SPCA.
Okay, he just jumped at me, had to pull back a second. Okay, they're getting a little antsy there. We don't want no excitement. All the dogs are so excited because there's so many dogs out here. So what type of Great Dane is this?
They're called fawns, or excuse me, brindles. They're brindle colored, and they both are brothers.
Oh, really?
Yep, from the same litter,
Okay.
and they're almost 6 years old.
All right. Okay. Well, look, I'm not gonna hold you guys up too long. Have fun, walk the doggies, enjoy your day. God bless you. Peace here. All right. Thank you. I'm surrounded by Great Dane, guys. It's all kinds of dogs out here. You got, little dogs, big dogs, three-legged dogs, four-legged dogs. It's incredible. All sorts of dogs. So I'm telling you out there, go to SPCA, adopt an animal, love an animal. If you have an animal today, give your doggy a special hug and to show the appreciation. And remember, God created these creatures for you, so love them. I'll be right back. Tell me, Joe, it's very important. How can someone get involved with the BARCS program?
That is a good question. So I'm actually the volunteer manager, so I'm the one that runs the volunteer program. And volunteers, we rely on them so much. We rely on you guys so much. The staff, we are understaffed, underfunded, being a nonprofit organization. And so we really rely on volunteers and people that donate their time to help us. The best thing to do, if you have computer access, the best thing to do would be to go to our website. It's www.baltimoreanimalshelter.org. Or if you don't remember that, you can just Google BARCS, B-A-R-C-S. Click on the volunteer tab, and right there will be a list of requirements to volunteer. There will be the volunteer application and the process to become a volunteer. You can get involved with a whole slew of different things. You can do dog walking. You can do cat socialization, as we call it, play with the cats. And you can do customer service things. You can get involved with working with the public, help educate the public, which is very important. And all that stuff can be done through volunteer work. And it's a great program. It's a wonderful group of people to be around. I actually have 400 plus volunteers right now.
Is that right?
That's
awesome.
But we need more.
Yeah,
we need so many more. We need probably double.
You probably need a new building as well. Because
we'd love that. That's on our 10-year wish list, I believe.
But it's so important, you guys out there, to be a volunteer, help BARCS. It's a wonderful program. I spent about maybe a month down there. It's wonderful. It's great people there. So let's say a person calls, emails you today and says, I want to be a volunteer. How fast can it happen?
Well, it takes, being that I have 400 people, it might take me a couple days to get back to you.
Okay.
And then I'm going to review your application. You'll send in your application to me. I review it, and then I send you some orientation dates. Okay. You sit through a little bit about what you heard me say today, but it's a little bit longer. You hear me talk for about 2 hours, but it's very interesting information. And that's the orientation. After that, you'll set up for training. So it's a couple sessions to deal with the dogs and one session to deal with the cats.
Right.
And after that, then you can volunteer independently, and it's so rewarding. You see a change in these animals. You take them on a walk, or you take the cats into a room to play with. You put them back, and they're just a little bit more worn out, a little more happier, and important. It's very important too to realize that they're a little more adoptable at that point too.
Okay, great. Gee, I may come back and volunteer myself. Because,
please do.
Because again, it's a wonderful program, and again, they need so many more volunteers. The animals need you. More animals may be coming in. So please, citizens of Baltimore and the state of Maryland, I need you to stand up once again and help BARCS out. Be a volunteer. Be a friend of BARCS, a friend of an animal, because they need you. And remember, God created this great animal for you to comfort and care for. And this animal shows you a lot of love. And this animal is always there. You know, I know it makes you want to give your own animal a hug. Go give your animal a hug. But again, Joe, so what else? What great? I know sometimes you guys have events at Carroll Park, Patterson Park. So what new event is coming up?
Oh, what event is coming up? Well, I should give a quick shout out to our #1 fundraiser of the year. It's in the third Saturday of October. It's called BARCStoberfest. That's the big one. That's the big one in Patterson Park.
Absolutely.
But we do all sorts of different events. We do things like stress busters at colleges, and then we do every festival we can get our hand on. We were at the Flower Mart this past weekend in Mount Vernon. I'm trying to think what we have coming up. We do Petco events, PetSmart events, all sorts of things.
Yeah, but to be associated with BARCS, I mean, they have so many activities that keep you involved, and the volunteers take part in a lot of the events.
Those events are volunteer run, essentially.
Oh, okay,
yeah,
great.
The
great,
volunteers
great.
run the events. So we also offer what we could term as an event, a low-cost vaccination clinic, which I feel the need to let the people know about. It's the first Saturday of every month. It's from 9 to noon. We vaccinate upwards of 200 animals, $6 for a rabies shot, $10 for a distemper, $20 for a microchip. And it's a great program, makes us a little bit of money even though we're charging so little, but it helps the community out a lot.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So please vaccinate your pets.
Yeah, and that's very important because animals should be vaccinated. And again, you guys are right there, and you all provide those great services. And so many families would like to just thank you for your services.
Oh, thank you.
You know, and I really appreciate you all. I mean, I was so excited to have you on today because, you know, not everyone takes time out to show their love to an animal. I mean, I love people. People are always important first. But secondly, the animals. Animals are so important. So many friends of mine have animals, and you know, that animal is a part of their family. You know,
they enrich our lives so much.
Yeah, I mean, they drive with the animal, they walk, they go to the mall with them.
Yep.
I mean, that animal is there. So when life is down, and you always have a friend that's right there that'll never switch up on you, that would always love you, and that's, you know, it makes it so important to have an animal. And
they keep you young too.
Yes, they do. They keep you active. Not only that, if you could, if you want to find a nice lady, take your dog out to a dog walk. All the wonderful ladies are there, and if you have a little cute doggy too, you guys can hook up, and
well, pit bulls too. Don't forget about the adorable pit bulls.
Yeah, adorable pit bulls. Yeah. Exactly. So again, dogs can bring so many things, or happiness to families.
Absolutely.
Yes. So again, it's so important to tell the community at large to please be a part of BARCS and come in and volunteer. Would you like to give a last word to the wonderful citizens of Maryland?
Absolutely. First of all, thank you for having me. Second of all, not only can you volunteer at BARCS, but you can also adopt an animal. You can foster an animal, give them a temporary home. You can be a part of events. You can donate to BARCS. You can do all sorts of different things to help out our organization. And this really is a community problem that we're facing. There's just a ton of animals out there that need a loving home. And you can be a part of that. You really can. So.
All right. So listen, we're going to thank you, and we'll be right back. Don't move.
There should be no breed-specific determination of an inherently dangerous dog. What we do know is that the pit bull is not inherently a bad dog. It's the people who raise it to be bad. And that's what should be done. What are we going to do with the thousands of dogs that are going to be put down in the interim? What are we going to do with the people who lose their homes? What are we going to do with the landlords? This is a real crisis, and we should take care of the real crisis. We're being paid to be here, and we can accomplish something good, and we can accomplish something real by simply addressing this issue. We could do it, we should do it, and if, with your support and your friendly, persuasive calls and questions to the Senate President, maybe we can get some movement on this. Thank you very much. I'm going to have Melanie.
I know that everyone standing here loves their dogs, is a responsible pet owner, and also wants to make sure that when irresponsible dog owners raise irresponsible dogs and the unthinkable happens and there's a tragic situation where someone is hurt, we want there to be a remedy for that. Yes. We are not without concern for those who are harmed by dogs.
Of any breed.
And I think it's incredibly important that in our fervent advocacy to make sure that one specific breed, or nor any breed, is targeted directly as inherently dangerous. While we try to fight against that, let's not lose the talking point about our empathy and concern for people who have had tragic situations happen. All of our vigor, frustration, and concern about this irresponsible ruling. that has, in one fell swoop, thrown thousands of families, thousands of dogs into an untenable situation. We have families who are having to choose between their rental home and their beloved family pet. We say no to that. No. We have families who are having to choose between going to a shelter and dumping off their dog or searching for insurance and liability protection that's currently not being offered because of this dangerous ruling. We say no to that.
All prejudice. All prejudice.
And we have thousands upon thousands of families, beloved pets, and dogs in need that are being put down unnecessarily, and we're going to stand and fight and fight and fight. You've got a couple of pit bulls on your side here. But on this issue, it is not a partisan issue. This is not about ideology. This is about fairness and protection for families and your pets.
Equal justice.
We're going to fight to get this bill through. There are hours and minutes remaining to make a difference. You being here today matters. Go and visit the Senate President, visit the Speaker, visit the Governor. Let people know that we expect this bill to move this session, that families and dogs cannot wait, that we're expecting us to do the right thing while we're here now and have that opportunity. And so thank you from the bottom of my heart. I know you took time off work today to be here. You have someone watching and walking your dogs for you this afternoon so that you could be here. You put together these beautiful posters to show the face of our family pets and the loving nature that they have. When you, loving pet owners, are caring for them in the right way, you don't deserve to be dragged into this mess. We're going to do our best to take care of it for you. So,
I just finished giving a tour in Europe. And in Switzerland, or Sweden, they don't believe in banning breed.
Right.
They don't. They just adopt the philosophy. They're not going to ban breed. They're just going to make sure they educate people. Right?
That's a crazy idea,
right?
Caesar. You're crazy.
I know. But in the 70s, the breed that people were afraid of were Dobermans.
Right.
And in the 80s, 90s, you know, the Rottweiler. And the 2000 is the pit bull. So what we're seeing here is whenever a breed comes into fashion and we don't control the power, we blame them.
Yeah.
You see it? So in the 70s was a Doberman. Okay, we couldn't control them, let's wipe them off.
Right.
Right? And let's create myth that when they become 5 years of age, they're going to turn into human. That's a myth.
Yeah.
You know, Rottweilers, that we create movies out of that. Oh, they're from the devil. Right. And now the pit bull, he can't unlock his jaw. But Petey from the Little Rascals was a pit bull.
That's right.
You know?
That's right. And
education.
It's education. We need to educate. And I've never been bitten by a Doberman, a Rottweiler, a pit bull, any of these dogs. I've been bitten many times by Chihuahuas, Pomeranians, or Sandeep down sitting there watching. These little dogs are the ones that aren't being dogs.
Right.
You know, these people have
they get away with a lot of things.
Yeah.
They get away
definitely.
Oh, he's little, don't worry.
Yeah. And people don't want to look at themselves and say, yeah, you're right, I haven't socialized my dog or trained my dog properly.
Or trained myself.
Or trained yourself. That's true. That's true.
It's a ruling by a judge. It wasn't not through the process of legislation, but what it says is that if you have a pit bull or pretty much big dog, and if it bites someone, the landlord of that property is responsible for the dog's action. So, given that, and because we know that the legislations they're going to go back in session next week, and I heard that they're only going to do political business. So this ruling may stand. So if this ruling stands, what do you think is going to happen to the pets that are in rental properties throughout the city and the state of Maryland?
That's a good question, and I'm going to turn to the camera for this one, if you don't mind, because I want to clarify a little bit about the rule. It was a 4-3 ruling, so it was a very close ruling through the Court of Appeals, and it's the highest court in Maryland. And what it basically ruled is that pit bulls as a breed, an overall breed, it's very discriminatory, are inherently dangerous and vicious. And it's incredibly, incredibly sad, and we disagree fully with this. It's intolerant. It's discriminatory. Dogs should be evaluated on their individual temperament as well as the way that they're trained, and that's all it amounts to. What it says is that the rule, if, as you mentioned, the ruling states that when a pit bull, even if it's provoked, or a pit bull mix, if it bites or causes harm, then not only is the owner of the pit bull mix or pit bull responsible, but the landlord is also held liable as well. And this is the first of its kind in the entire country. And here it is passed in Maryland, and it's going to affect Baltimore City a lot. We will see, and we're already starting to see it, an increase in the number of pit bulls that are returned to our shelter.
Wow, already, huh?
Already, and it's only been, I believe, a couple weeks.
Yeah, not long, yeah.
A couple weeks, and we're expecting this to just keep increasing and escalate.
Yeah, and so what are you guys doing to prepare for this influx of dogs returned, or also people who have pit bulls have to turn them because they live in a rental property?
Well, first of all, to the people who are pit bull mix owners, or even an animal that can be perceived as a pit bull, talk to your landlord. Don't wait for them to talk to you. Make sure that they are aware of the situation, which I'm sure they are by now, and we want you to be proactive about the situation. The last thing we want is for a happy family to be broken up, which can happen. Some people are financially strapped. Some landlords, just even if they're great guys, great girls, they might just feel, I don't know this person, I don't want to be held liable for something, just in case. Moving forward, we just need people to be aware of this. We need people to be aware of the law. We need people to write to their governor, Governor O'Malley, and let him know that we would like this added to a ballot. The option to overturn this law.
Right, because I do believe it's so unfair, because the citizens who have brought in a wonderful pet into their homes now have to have this pet evacuated because of a ruling. I think that's just so unfair and unjust to the citizens of this great state of Maryland, because not all pit bulls are harmful. They're, again, loving animals.
Yeah, and even the way you phrase that actually is kind of I mean, it's dog to dog. It really is. Pit bulls are a loyal, wonderful, high energy breed, and we see that we're 90-95% pit bull mix at our shelter. And for the past 7, has it been 7 years already? Yeah. The vast majority are just so amazing. They're family dogs. Wow. They're wonderful, wonderful dogs.
But one thing I'm so concerned about, because I've been in BARCS, and there's a lot of space there, but if you get an overwhelming number of pit bulls to come in as a result of this new ruling, some may have to be euthanized.
And I think it's appropriate to address that. Unfortunately, I mentioned 11,704 cats and dogs in 2011, and the past 7 years, it's been maintained around 12,000 animals per year that we take in. In the summer, what that breaks down to, though, is an average of over 30 animals every day that come into the shelter. And in the summer, it can be as many as 60 animals every day that come into the shelter. So we have a huge space issue. This ruling is not going to help, and it will hurt. So we likely will see euthanasia rates go up as a result of this ruling, which is why it's so important for us as a whole community to write our governor, to get involved, to tell people that it's not okay. It's not only discriminatory towards dogs, but to dog owners, to people, to society.
Yeah, we certainly would not want all the blood of the dogs on the governor's hand. Governor, please have compassion for the pit bulls. They are loving animals, caring animals. Be considerate, please. We ask all the legislatures to please be considerate. And I'm asking all the dog and pet lovers out there, when this legislation comes down, this ruling, the vote, to vote against this ruling, please support the animals. Please be loving and kind. Remember your pet, and remember those pets that have to be forced into the shelter based upon this ruling. Somebody's got to stand for those animals, and it's going to take you. We'll be right back. Don't move. We're trying to do an interview here with this guy, but the dog is so strong. He's so excited that he can't stay still. We lost him. But there's so many more dogs. Ladies, how are you? Can we get your dogs on television? How are you? Your name is?
I'm Ann, and
Hi,
this
Ann.
is Nymeria. She's 5 months old, Siberian Husky.
All right, she's beautiful. Is this the first time you came to the march?
This is actually the second time. I came last year and didn't have her, and this is her first year, though.
Oh, well, she's got to be quite excited because there's all sorts of doggies out here.
Yeah, she's running everywhere, and she's trying to see every dog she can.
She's making a lot of friends?
She is, yes.
So how much do you love animals?
So much. I actually have 4 rescue cats,
great.
And then I have Nymeria, and I have a rescue snake.
What kind of snake?
6 animals in our house. It's a desert king snake.
Wow, how long is it?
He right now is 3 foot, and he'll get to about 4 feet.
Wow,
Yeah.
I may not be coming.
He's kind of thin, though. He's
Really?
not like a real thin boy.
I still may not be coming then. I'm scared of snakes.
I know, my mom doesn't like coming to my house either.
Well, look, we want to thank you for your time. Let your little baby get down and have some fun. Have a good day. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Sabrina. I'm telling you, it's incredible. All these dogs. I've never seen so many dogs in my life. I feel like doing doggy style. Hey, how you doing? What's your name? It's not speaking. Wow, look at all these incredible dogs. How you doing, man? What kind of dog is that? What's his name? Buster. Hi, Buster. How you doing?
He's a Ravens fan.
And Buster, listen, Buster is a Ravens fan. You hear that? Buster, you all right with me, Buster? Go Ravens. Hey, how you doing? And you are?
My name's Dawn.
Hi, Don. How you doing? And your daughter is?
This is Chastity. I'm Chastity.
Hi, Chastity. How are you? You're beautiful. What kind of dog do you all have?
I have a Doberman.
A Doberman. Well, you know, I haven't seen a Doberman picture in such a long time, and he's big and healthy. Fine dog. So what brought you all out today?
I like to raise money for dogs because I love dogs. I had them my whole life.
Okay,
so.
great. What would you say to encourage other children to be really good to animals?
That they're really sweet and they're loving and they just help everything in your life. So I would encourage someone to get a dog if they're feeling lonely.
You hear that? If you're feeling lonely, get a dog. Great company, a great companion, a great friend. Is that correct?
Yes, they are very friendly if you treat them right.
If you treat them right, that's right.
So Mom said treat them right.
That's right. They've been appointed to us under our care, so you should take care of them.
And that's true. I often say that they are God's wonderful creation
Yes.
for mankind.
Yep. I agree.
All right. You all have a good day. Enjoy walking the doggies. Bye-bye. See you. See you, Doberman. Look at this little feisty guy. It's just amazing. I am just blown out the water at what I'm seeing. And such wonderful people out today from all over the state of Maryland walking their dogs and raising money for the care of many, many animals. Hey, how you doing, sir? What's your doggy name?
Bosco.
That's Bosco?
Bosco, yeah.
And your name is?
Tim.
Hi, Tim. And you are?
Allie.
What brought you all out today at the 17th Annual March for the Animals?
Just a good chance to help the SPCA and just a great day to be out in Baltimore and just get a good walk in with the dog.
Are you from Baltimore?
Well, from Carroll County, so just outside the area.
Carroll County is in the house.
Yeah, that's right.
So, what would you say to someone that is contemplating about adopting a dog or cat?
I would say do it. I was a little. She was the one who wanted the dog first, but I've come to love him. Maybe even more than she has.
So
I do it. It's a great thing to do.
So is it a boy or girl?
Boy.
So you guys have a boy now.
Yeah, that's right.
All right.
He's like
hey, guy.
We don't have any kids, but he's sort of like becoming the first child of the family.
All right. Well, that generally happens with pets, and that's why they're so dearly loved, because they're actually a part of the family now.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
So, I mean, if a person has 2 daughters and a boy dog, she'll say, "I have 2 daughters and a son."
Right. Exactly.
And that makes it real good. But what would you say? You look like a very caring mother. What would you say to someone that even that has a thought of harming an animal?
Oh, that's a terrible thing. I mean, I don't know how anybody could do that to
to a dog or a cat or anything like that.
That's right.
Yeah.
But I feel your love and your compassion, and I want that to be transcended in all the airways because we want people to love and respect animals. They're so dear to us. Thank you all so much. Have a great day. Bye bye. See ya. Wow, Bosco was cool. It is so exciting here. This is Baltimore. We'll be right back. Hey, welcome back to It's On Talk Show, and today's show topic is I love my dog. We have here Miss Savannah. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm wonderful. You look wonderful. Who's this fella down? This lady down here
This
on the
is
floor.
Vespa. This is Vespa.
Vespa?
And she's adoptable through BARCS. And she knows her name, apparently.
Oh, absolutely. She's a sharp pit bull. And tell me, you are the trainer
Yeah, the community training partner. Yep.
Okay, and you are with BARCS. But I also just found out you have your own company?
Yes.
And what's your company name?
It's called Petucation Training and Rehabilitation. So we do, we work on behavior problems like aggression, anxiety, fear, pretty much anything that your dog might be dealing with.
You know, there's a show comes on television. There's a lady that comes on, and she's the dog trainer. And when she goes to homes where dogs are vicious, and goes in there, I mean, the house is quiet.
That's
so
pretty much
you mean to
what
tell
it's
me you do this? You do the very same, huh?
Yeah, just about. I wouldn't say
Okay.
it's quite that easy, but just
Yeah,
about.
yeah. Well, that's TV.
Yeah, exactly. Lots of cutting and editing in those.
Well, I know that your job has to be so important because, unfortunately, there are a lot of people who brings pit bulls in that are vicious and violent. So you're the person responsible for retraining their dogs.
Well, believe it or not, it's not very often that they'll come into the shelter vicious or violent or aggressive at all. Most of them that come in are actually very, very well behaved.
Is
I would
that
say
right?
almost all of them are very, very well behaved.
And see, that's a misconception. Most people think that they're totally vicious. Of course, we know that they're not, but that's the perception. And
Right.
that's why that new ruling came down,
Right.
of course.
Which is horrible. Horrible for the breed.
Yeah.
It's not them. It's the way they're brought up, the way they're trained, what environment they live in.
Okay.
All kinds of stuff. All kinds of there's a lot of aspects that add up to it.
Okay. So what is one of the major things that you do initially to train a dog?
Well, at BARCS, what I normally do is an evaluation. So we'll take them through, let's say we're doing something for the Pit Bull Ambassador program, which we have, which is, this is a member of the program right here. We'll do a series of tests and evaluations to get their temperament. So we'll do a dog test. One of the requirements is that they have to participate in a play group.
Okay.
So a play group is something we do at BARCS where we get a lot of different dogs together and they can use it as an enrichment. So they'll get lots of energy out, they'll have fun, they'll learn from each other. They go back in the kennel nice and tired and happy.
Right.
So that's one of the requirements. Also we'll do making sure that they can greet people politely, so not jumping up on people, not taking food quickly from their hand. We'll take them to events and make sure they don't guard food, all kinds of stuff. We'll put them through a lot of tests before they go out.
Okay. See, and people really need to know that because if you all, before you adopt an animal, that dog is well trained and well disciplined.
Yep, but we also want to make sure that people know that evaluated and temperament tested doesn't mean pre-trained. So we don't want people to come in and adopt a Pit Bull Ambassador and think that I don't have to do anything. They're already perfect.
Okay.
So that's why we've started to do a follow-up program where we can encourage training and we can encourage, we can give them the support if they need any support, or if they have questions, we can answer their questions, just to continue keeping them
And that's very
good
important.
dogs.
Yeah, that's very important. Wow. I mean, it's got to be amazing. So how many, within the last 30 days, how many dogs have you trained?
Every single time I'm at BARCS, I go through, it's hard to put a number on it. I would say at least 10 to 15 dogs I work with each time I come.
Wow.
Yep.
And
And
you're
then we're
there-
also setting up a
How often are
volunteer
you there
program.
at BARCS?
I'm there 3 days a week.
Oh, wow. Yeah, so
We
you're
do
quite busy.
Yeah, 3 days a week, and then we do 2 pack walks, which is where we get a bunch of dogs together and we work on leash training and make sure that they're behaving on the leash. And then we'll do different workshops and seminars to educate the volunteers and get them to help. And we actually are now training volunteers to help with the Pit Bull Ambassador program to get even more into the program and even more into homes.
Yeah, oh, great. Because I think it's going to be needed because of this new ruling. So, hey, listen, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back. Don't move. Love your pet. And we're back. And your name is?
Haley St. Pierre.
Hello, Haley. How are you today at the 17th annual March for the Animals?
I'm good. How are you?
Great. And what's your doggy name?
My dog's name is Zodiac.
Hi, Zodiac. How you doing? Oh, he looks like a real healthy dog. What kind of dog is he?
She's a Dutch Shepherd.
Oh, really? That's a good dog. A good guard dog. Is it correct? Yeah.
She was bred to be a police dog, but she failed the police training, so now she's my pet.
Well, hey, I'm sure she's a good pet. She provides safety for you and security. Is that correct?
Yes, she does.
So what brought you out here today?
We come out here. This is our third year coming to the March for the Animals, and we were stationed in this area when I was in the military. So we decided that we wanted to help out the animals in this area like I did back home.
I have to ask, what branch of military?
I was in the Army.
I'm ex-Marine. Ooh, can't you tell? I feel quite militarily today.
Yeah.
So look, I love your hairstyle.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Thank you very much.
We want to thank you for your time. Have a great day and have fun. Bye-bye. Have a good time walking.
Thank you.
All right, bye-bye now. Okay. Hey, and we're back to It's On Talk Show, and today's show topic is I love my pet. Of course, we're here with Savannah, and Savannah is the trainer at BARCS, and she's going to show us some of her unique techniques on how to train a dog. And she's going to start off with the
British slip lead.
The British, okay.
British slip lead. This is my favorite type of tool to use for training. Just because I'll see if I can get her to come over here, because it almost self-corrects, so you don't have to jerk your dog around to get them to pay attention to you. The way that it works is, so this loosens and tightens as they pull.
Okay.
So when they pull, it will tighten just for a second, and then you can pull them back, and it loosens. So it almost tells them what you like and what you don't like without you having to do much of anything.
Okay.
And this is also the only tool I've ever used that a dog hasn't gotten out of.
Okay.
So this is what you would use in, if you've ever seen a dog show, they use a slip lead almost like this.
That's right. I've seen it, yeah.
So they put them nice and high up on the neck, and you can actually only hold it just like this. Okay. Even the really, really big dog, if it's real high up on the neck and it's this type of leash, you can just, it doesn't take much power at all to hold on to.
And this is the dog chain you use down at BARCS?
Yes.
Okay.
And it makes it a whole lot easier to get dogs in and out of the kennels too, because you can just slip it over and you're good to go. You don't have to worry about buckling anything.
And I noticed that when you asked Savannah to sit down, Vespa, you just press the back of him with your fingers, and she sat right down.
Yep, she's had a lot of practice, so she knows what a lot of commands mean without having to shout them. So that's another thing that's a common misconception, is that if you want your dog to listen, you've got to be louder. It's not that you have to be louder, you just have to practice. So I also like to use praise, because you're not always going to have a dog treat on you, but you're always going to have your voice. So you can teach them to respond with affection and with belly rubs and head scratches and praise, and that's her favorite reward is praise. If you start talking to her, her little tail will just start.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I mean, she's just so adorable, just laying down, relaxed. But again, she knows she's cared for.
Yes.
And she feels protected. So certainly, a great dog like this would protect its owner.
Yeah, you know what? Some of them are big sissies too. Some might run the other direction in the face of something scary. It all depends on each dog.
Wow. So are there any more techniques that you use at BARCS?
Well, we do a lot of leash training when we use these for the leash training. We also do something called free shaping, which is with a clicker. And it's the only time that I personally use a clicker, but it teaches a dog to think. So you can reward the closer and closer a dog gets to the action that you want using a click, and then you toss a treat.
Okay.
So they learn that the click is your way of saying, yes, that's what I wanted from you. So you can teach them how to move away from the kennel door so they don't rush out of the kennel door. You can teach them to sit politely to greet people. You can teach them anything you want just by using a click and a treat.
Wow. So, and again, when people adopt an animal, they can come back to the kennel and follow up with classes for continuous training?
That's another new program that we're starting. Is going to be volunteer classes and follow-up adoption classes.
Well, that's important because, again, so many people, I know you good folks out there are going to now run to BARCS and adopt animals, but just know that you have such great support behind you even after you adopt. The employees there, the volunteers are just so helpful. So believe me, you won't regret adopting an animal from BARCS. So tell me, is there anything else? Oh, look at this doggy. So cute. Is there anything else that you could share with people who abuse animals. What would you say to someone that abuse animals, that fight like the pit bulls?
I don't know if you want to hear what I would say.
No, I really do, because this show is really about loving your animal. I mean, I want you, because you work with animals on a daily, to express your feelings, your emotions, your passion.
Well, I think if you were someone who wasn't educated on dog behavior and how much it can improve your life and how much it can make you happy, I would suggest volunteering, because as soon as you volunteer and you see the one dog that you change from spending 15 minutes walking it, it really changes your mind and makes you not want to ever hurt another animal again.
Yeah, because here in the city, there was a few incidents where dogs were abused.
Yep.
And there were some folks had to deal with some consequences. But we really want you to relook at an animal and know that an animal was created by God to be your companion, your friend, your little pal. So you gotta love an animal,
And
respect
love
an
is
animal.
unconditional.
And there you go.
Love is unconditional.
There you go, and that's so strong. At the walk, I've seen so many kids. I interviewed quite a few of them. They all they mentioned was that I love my dog, and I thought that was so heartwarming.
It is.
Yeah, yeah. So what praise can you give to animal lovers who love their animals?
Well, it's important to know that you're making a difference, and even if it is 15 minutes, it's still a big difference, and you can do a whole lot just by coming in, even a day a week or 2 days a week. You can provide the training and the enrichment and the care that's going to end up sending a dog like this home and making somebody else happy in the same process.
That's right. Well, and we're back with an exciting dog. You got to tell me what kind of dog this is.
Here's Sharpei and Pit mix.
Is that right? Wow. Okay, and you have, is it a boy or girl? Boy. Are these your two daughters?
Just one of them. The other one's a friend.
Okay. And is this your son?
Kind of.
Oh, there you go.
Acts like it.
So
the son, yeah.
So what brought you out today?
Just walking around, hopefully it'll benefit the organizations.
Yes. Young ladies, can you all come up here? I can talk to you all. What's your name?
Simone.
Hi, Simone. And you are?
Sunny.
Hi, Sunny. How do you all feel about animals?
I love them. I love dogs, I guess, the most.
All right. And what about you?
Same. I mean, they're really cute. So, well, most of them at least. So, yeah.
You all have a special task today to tell all the children out there how much they should love an animal. I'm going to start with you.
Animals are really great. They're like, they're really loving and loyal and stuff, and cute too. So.
Okay, and you?
Well, I mean, they're always there for you, and they're really sweet, and I mean, I love them, so it's like. You should love them too. Yeah, you should love them.
I'm so proud because I'm sure you just encouraged about 1,000 young people to get a dog and maybe and encourage their parents to adopt an animal because a pet in the house again it's a companionship, it's love, it's fun, and it's excitement. So look, I want to thank you all. Enjoy your day. It's great weather, the great doggy walk. Have fun. Bye bye. See you all. See you, sir. Take care. All right, young people. Wow, you see this dude here that just walked by. Hey, can you come over? We like to put you guys on the boys. Oh, wow, look at this boxer. What's his name?
Izzy.
And your name is?
Brian.
Hi, Brian, how you doing?
Pretty good. How are you?
Oh, Brian, I'm doing good. How much fun are you having today?
Oh, we're having a blast.
All right.
It's an awesome event.
Yes, it is. We are so glad to have you here because the great state of Maryland is a wonderful place to have a doggy.
That's true.
That's right. And the SPCA is doing a fine job in helping families to adopt animals. And it's people like you and your lovely wife here to help raise. I know she's not your wife yet, but we're working on it. Our friend, okay. But and what kind of dog do you have over there? Should I get close to you? Oh, really? Okay. Cool. This dog is like awesome. Oh, she's wearing flowers. You're right. And her name is?
Baka, like Chewbacca.
All right. And your name is?
My name is Allie.
I have to ask the doggy name first because it's doggy day, So, what's special about this type of dog?
They like to take a lot of naps. Really good with children, families, and yeah, great napping buddy.
And I bet you it's a good protector dog too, huh?
Yes, great guard dog. She has amazing bark.
Wow. Well, look, you guys go and walk your dogs. I want to say hi to you all out there, and I want to let everybody see the pretty doggies. Have fun. Enjoy the walk. See ya. Bye-bye. Look at this dog. He's awesome. Hey, dude, what's up? How you doing? Hey, my main man. Yeah. So, again, people, oh, my, look at this guy here. We'd love to be on camera with your pretty dog. Okay. How you doing today, sir?
Okay.
And your name is?
Steve.
Hi, Steve. What kind of dog do you have?
He's a Rottweiler.
Okay. Should I be concerned about being close to him today?
How so?
Oh, she's a nice doggy, great.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. She's healthy. She's big. She's like a horse.
It's a boy, yeah.
It's a boy?
Yeah.
It's a big boy. I mean, it's a big boy. Good. So, are you having fun, sir?
Yeah, we're having a good time.
I like that.
All right.
Look, have a good one, man. I know you got to go. I know your dog is excited. You stop by, holler. Appreciate it. Take
All right,
care.
thanks. Have a
All
great
right.
day.
Hoorah, man. You see that dog? He's huge. I can almost ride him myself. Listen, we'll be right back.
Well, it sounds like the dog is bored and it's finding something to do. So if you've got a dog that's high energy, and a lot of pit bull mixes are high energy, if you don't provide them with an outlet, they will find one. And that outlet could be barking, it could be chewing, it could be roughhousing, but they will find a way to get the energy out. So usually your best bet is to walk them, get some of the energy out. Then teach them what they are allowed to chew on. So if you find that they're chewing on a shoe, you want to take the shoe and give them something else to chew on instead, and then praise them when they chew that instead. Well, dogs play with their mouths. So if you've never taught your dog how to play with you the right way, they're going to play the way that they instinctively know how to play, which is the way they'd play with another dog. Lots of paws and lots of teeth, and also it doesn't help if an animal was stripped from its litter or stripped from the mother early, because they don't learn how hard to bite. They don't learn the bite inhibition. So if they don't get the chance to learn it, you can't blame them for doing it if you're playing with them the same way.
How should I approach this dog that would not be threatening to the dog?
That's a great question, because we see people doing it incorrectly all the time, and it's always try to take every opportunity to teach that. The main thing to remember when greeting a dog is no pressure. So you never want to do anything that's reaching forward or leaning over the top or anything like that. You want to do as much letting them come to you as possible. So if you know the dog and the person says that you can pet them, it's always a good idea to ask permission before petting someone's dog.
Absolutely.
So if they know them and they say it's okay, usually what you want to do is lean down to the side and let them come up to you just like that.
Oh, okay.
And the best place to pet a new dog is on their back.
Okay.
Or right
now,
underneath them.
As your dog is coming to me, is he smelling me for my scent?
Yeah, she's smelling all kinds of interesting smells here. So she's gonna, they pretty much use their noses like we use our eyes. So she's just getting a good feel of the whole situation.
So
right now.
now this dog has, I mean, he's been totally friendly. So I have done everything right, obviously.
Yes.
Well, that's good.
Yes. She is totally comfortable with you.
That's good. And I'm comfortable with her, too.
You want to get the right kind of tool for your dog. So it depends on their personality. If they're a sight hound, you want to get something that can break their line of sight if they're pulling towards squirrels or anything like that. If you have a dog that's sniffing, you want to get something that can control their range of motion from their nose. So something like this would be good because you can hold it up and keep their nose off the ground. But they also want to remember not to pull constantly, because dogs have an opposition reflex. So if you pull back, they're going to pull forward.
Oh, okay.
So if you pull back on the leash, they're automatically going to instinctively move forward. So the best thing to do is a series of quick little pulls like that.
Oh, okay.
So they can tell what you like when it's loose.
Okay. You know, I've seen a lot of ladies with huge dogs. I mean, and the dogs are pulling them like, you know, I mean, it's frightening because what happens when this dog becomes aggressive? They won't have control of that dog.
That's why we want to encourage training as much as possible, because a lot of people are surprised to find out how willing a dog is to do what you want if you just ask him.
Really?
Yep. I've never met a dog that would just say, no, I don't really want to, if there's nothing in it for them. Well, you first have to figure out, is it a celebration bark? Is it a territorial bark? Is it a fear bark? You got to figure out where the problem is before you can address it the right way. So let's say it's a celebration bark. They're just really excited when you come in the door. It is up to the owner to almost guard the new person that comes in the door. So you want to put yourself between your dog and the new person and show them that anybody that comes through the door is under your wing. So you protect anybody who comes in the door, so they need to be a little bit more respectful. And also be patient, because you get a huge adrenaline rush when someone comes to the door, and most people will jump up and run to the door, and then all this energy comes in, and they're going to just follow your lead and be excited. So be very patient, be very calm, and speak softly. And yelling doesn't help. Yelling makes you sound like a barking dog too. So you want to be very calm and very patient.
Well, you know, here's a situation. Real life. I went to my sister's house. She has a pit bull. And I went in. The dog charged at me. I mean, I had to get out the door so fast to protect myself. What's wrong with that situation?
Probably a lack of socialization the right way with people. And that's all dogs. In my private training, oddly enough, the pit bull mixes have been the most friendly. I've never been bitten by a pit bull or a pit bull mix, and I've been doing this for almost 7 years.
Wow, that's great.
So it just sounds like a lack of socialization.
Let's keep that going.
Yeah, knock wood.
Absolutely. So tell me, who should not have a dog?
Anyone who's not willing to treat them like a part of their family and put in the time and energy to make sure that they stay safe for the community and safe for themselves.
Wow. Who should have a dog?
Anybody who's willing to treat them like a part of their family. Anybody who's willing to put in the time and effort for training and make an actual connection with their dog, because that's all they want, is just to make a connection with you.
And I say that because some people really need to have a dog because, you know, they're lonely and they do have the time.
It's great companionship.
And they just don't know what type of dog to get. So what would be if a person that wants a dog, but they don't know what type of dog to get, what would you suggest?
Well, I would suggest doing your research on different breeds, and then you want to definitely find an energy level match. So if you're a couch potato type of person, you don't want to get a dog that's bouncing off the walls. If you're a bounce off the walls kind of person, you might not want someone who's quite so laid back like Vespa is. So you want to match with your own personality and your own energy level too. And then your size and your ability to care for a big dog. So if you are teeny tiny and you want to adopt an unruly 150-pound dog, you might want to do training before you even start, put him in a position to be unsafe. So just depends on the amount of time and energy you want to put in and your own personality.
Okay, we had